One thing we've found from history is war is not inevitable. It can be avoided. It's a result of human choices, mistakes, foolishness, arrogance, and so on. So if you look at the catastrophes of the previous century, we could find what were the causes and say, let's avoid that in future. Unfortunately, our political leaders are stumbling into some more. So let's take the case of Syria or Iraq before that. These are examples of foolish interventions that arguably made things much worse. We should resist the temptation of so-called humanitarian interventionism to do something, because quite often doing something makes it much worse and escalates a bad situation into a worse one. And finally, the most important ingredient in maintaining peace is trade. And it's very important to resist protectionism and trade barriers, because those are always a prelude to war. The evidence is very strong that war is a very bad way to obtain resources. Markets are a lot better. Take the case of oil. It is a commodity. There's a world price for oil. There's no need to go to war for oil. Venezuela is ruled by a government that hates the United States, and they're destroying their own country as well. Where do they sell all of their oil? To the United States. It's a world market. So the case for going to war for resources and oil is extremely weak. Much better to just buy them, because people who have them know they're no good if they don't sell them to someone. And there is a world market for these things. So the case for intervention or war based on getting resources is, well, frankly, completely without foundation. But if you look at the course of human history, the general tendency for humans to engage in violence has been falling. And this surprises people. We live right now at the most peaceful time in human history. The chance of dying from violence is the lowest it's ever been in all of human history. Now, maybe tomorrow it will change, but there's a good reason to expect the trend to continue. That does not mean that there are not dangers on the horizon. I do think that Poland has a neighbor not too far away that's very aggressive. It's led by a criminal clique, if you will, who want the neighborhood to be in turmoil. And one should be very careful about that and be prepared for aggression from them. That said, this is a time for careful diplomacy, for securing the defenses of the nation against aggression, and not engaging in foolish attempts to bait the bear, which is, I think, what some politicians have been encouraging. We should be very wary of the Kremlin. We should recognize its aggressive potential and do our best to maintain our freedom and maintain the peace.